Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm gonna pretty much show you guys an updated look at the collection. There's a lot of stuff to show you guys, so make sure you give me a like, subscribe to the channel, it's gonna help a lot. And let's dig in. So honestly, I think it's been about what, 6 or 7 months since my last update here in the collection room. So again, let's start here with the corner with this awesome Terminator 3 laminated poster that I got for my birthday from my girlfriend. This is awesome. So yeah, this is pretty much when you enter the room here. Moving on here to my desk, I have a few Prime statues. Again, I love Prime Studios, and these are some massive 1/3 scale statues here, starting with the Dark Knight Returns Batman. I know there's a second version of this, which is like a, I think here is like a, has a blue suit. You can also interchange the Bat logo, but this one is the one that I preferred. So I was able to get this locally for a very nice price. Again, I will do a review on this one, and this is the exclusive version, so you have that extra clean mouth, and I believe there's also another arm that has the 3 batarangs. But this is how I display mine currently. Again, it's fantastic. I have some nitpicks which I'm gonna share with you guys during his reviews. But again, next to it are pretty much the extra head sculpts, which again are fantastic here, very big and heavy. Again, the only thing about this, what sucks, it doesn't come with some stands, so you cannot, really plug, the heads like this on their own. They're pretty much gonna fall, so that sucks. You have to put them besides the statue or in the box. And here obviously are some McFarlane toys. These are 1/3 scale busts of some of the most iconic Batmans out there. So again, you have the Ben Affleck from Justice League. You have, which is this one, Batman and Robin. This one right there, Batman Begins. And then the one, this is my favorite, from Arkham Asylum, very nice skulls. And obviously next to those is gonna be the huge statue of Bane. This again is from the Arkham Origins. Again, man, this thing is huge, 34 inches tall, very massive. I was gonna say nasty, but they did a very great job of this one. Again, have he has 3 head sculpts, so again, this is like the unmasked version of Bane. Right there, very nice scars. And again, I'm gonna do a review of this guy very soon. Very big figure, 34 inches tall. This thing is no joke. But again, I was able to get this guy for a fantastic deal, a brand new mint in box, so that's very nice. And last thing here on the desk are a bunch of Beast Wars reissue Transformers. Again, these are almost sold. I'm concluding the deal here, so again, I have this pretty much brought here to the desk because I'm gonna ship those away. And there's also a 2007 movie right there, Ironhide. Again, man, that thing is like what, almost 20 years old. It's insane. Yeah, the first movie I believe came in 2007, so Jesus Christ, I remember seeing that in the movie theater with my dad for my birthday when I was a small kid, and that was an incredible experience. So again, these are reissues, so they're pretty much based on the original molds here. You have Rat Trap, Cheetor right there, Megatron, then I have Scorponok right there on the back. So yeah, I used to collect these. Again, I used to have a big Transformers collection as a kid, but now I'm pretty much only keeping like the 3.0 premium scale versions. But again, these are very nostalgic. Okay, so here on the top I have a few Korra scales. This one is obviously from Sideshow. It's a statue from the Arkham Asylum video game, again, pretty much my favorite Batman video game out there. And right there is pretty much the Hot Toys 2.0 there of the Dark Knight, obviously from the second movie, should I say. Then you have the awesome Christian Bale bust right there. So I was very happy when they announced the Joker 2.0 Korra scale, because that's gonna go pretty much next to it, so that's gonna be very awesome. So again, this used to be full of Korra scales from Hot Toys. Now I don't have that many anymore. And this is the popcorn bucket here from obviously the newest Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day, which honestly, this thing is breaking records. I think it's at $1.6 billion after a week. But again, this thing is fantastic. I believe there was 2 of these. This is like almost like a comic version There was one which was pretty much like the Spider-Man costume, but again, this thing was awesome. You have the scorpion tail right there, and you also have a goblet inside, which I believe this one kind of glows up when you put water inside. But again, I love the movie. I still prefer number 3, you know, with all these Spider-Mans, but again, this one was a very awesome movie, and I like this thing so much that I'm gonna go and see it again, hopefully in IMAX. I heard that they're coming this movie in IMAX. Plus I also started playing the first one, again the first video game, the remastered version on the PS5 of the 2018 version. That game is fantastic. Moving on here with the rest of the core scales, you obviously have the Mark 6 right there from Hot Toys again. Big core scale right there. Again, make sure to watch pretty much all of these are you have separate reviews, so make sure to check those out. Again, this one I had a lot of issues with the base because very slippery. It's not easy to get the figure, you know, in a great position, but as you can see right there, you have the battle damage pieces. Again, this is based on the Iron Man 2 movie, but it was also shown in the first Avengers movie. Pretty much, I would say for like the first 3/4 of the movie, this was pretty much shown, and then we were introduced to the Mark 7. And next to it, we have the Mark 4 right there with gantry again, massive core scale. This is pretty much like, I would say, the best Hot Toys base that they made. You have the gantry arms, shitload of articulation. You have lights, you know, inside, lights on the base right there. This thing is very nice. And I do have here a life-size replica of the Tony Stark reactor right there. This was made in resin. I forgot the company who made this. Eagle Mouse, I think. But again, this is from the first Iron Man movie. And down below here I have my favorite Transformers here from 3.0. It's sad because they announced they're gonna do Optimus Prime from like the third movie, I believe. There was a new prototype that was shown, but I think that has been cancelled, unfortunately, because again, I love these from 3.0. Again, these are massive. They're about 19 inches tall. So you have the last night version of the Optimus Prime right there, which is awesome. Look at that badass, heroic robot right there. Again, this thing is a masterpiece. You have a lot of moving parts, pistons, very articulated. All the you know, the shoulder pads move. Nice articulation in the neck. You have the sword. You have the big ass shield right there. And this one I believe was a reissue because the first one came with an exclusive part, which was pretty much this, the clean version of the head sculpt. This is pretty much like the Quintessa slap right there, or the Nemesis Prime version, whatever you wanna call it. And next to him is this long Nemesis right there, Megatron, again from the last night. Not the best Megatron look, to be honest, but again, this one is very nice. Again, make sure to check out his review. Very nice detail, this one. Awesome design. Again, it pretty much looks like a knight. Doesn't necessarily look like a Transformers, but again, you have the massive sword right there, you have the fusion cannon, and the deluxe edition had like the shield, which wasn't necessarily seen in the movie. There's probably one scene when he was pretty much escaping and the shield was like on his back. But again, fantastic looking piece. And then you have the Bumblebee version Optimus Prime here. Again, this one has like 2 modes where you can pretty much interchange the pieces. Again, this is supposed to be like the Cybertronian version. And then there's some interchangeable pieces. We can pretty much cover his tires right there with his like pieces. And again, this one, the best Transformers figure I have in the collection so far. He looks fantastic right there. Again, very G1 inspired. You have the Autobot logo right there on his shoulders. Again, all the intricacy, the gears, everything moves on this guy, the pistons, and his, again, fantastic. This one is about 20 inches tall, so it's gonna be a little bit taller than these two, but again, fantastic looking figure. And below that, this is one of my latest acquisitions. Again, I just released his review a couple days ago. So this is the in-art premium version of Harry Potter. Again, the premium version pretty much has the rooted head sculpt right there. You have this big base with the tapestry right there of Hogwarts. I guess this is the Gryffindor common room. You do have Hedwig right there, looking very awesome. And again, this thing is very awesome. The cage is made out of die cast. You have some books, you know, the nice diorama right there, the sorting hat. And next to him is Jake Sully, again one of the oldest figures I have here, the collection from Hot Toys. This one came a long time ago. Again, this is from the first movie, And it's a little bit unfortunate because James Cameron pretty much, he didn't necessarily said that the Avatar franchise is over, but he said that it's gonna, you know, do smaller movies. So again, is this the end of the trilogy? For now, maybe, but maybe again in the near future it's gonna do part 4 and 5. If not, it is what it is. Also, I'm surprised that Hot Toys didn't do Avatar figures from the third movie. We only have the one from the first movie, which is this one, and The Way of Water they did Neytiri and Jake. But again, this one is awesome. Again, next to it is the very cool alien Romulus. Now, pretty much like the biggest alien that Hot Toys has done so far. Unless if they redo like the Parade alien, which would be amazing, man. I would buy that in a heartbeat again. My goal here in the near future is pretty much keep this guy in here, put the Alien Queen in this display with Ripley, the Power Lorder, which is gonna come in soon. That's gonna be a kick-ass design. I think I can fit the Alien Queen in here, since again this thing is about, I don't know, maybe 25 inches tall to right there, and I have about, I don't know, 50 inches wide. So I have enough room to put the Alien Queen. I'm gonna create like a hive. This guy is gonna be part of the hive. With the upcoming new Xenomorph from Hot Toys, this thing is gonna be awesome. Obviously, Big Chap is gonna release soon. Then the new Alien Warrior, awesome. And besides him, there's some NECA alien. So again, that's the I guess improved version of Big Chap from Alien Romulus, and then there's the Alien Romulus himself in NECA form right there. Again, very awesome. And down below, continue with NECA, there's the awesome Alien Queen. Again, cannot wait to have the Hot Toys version of this guy. It's gonna be huge, man. A very nice figure right there. Probably one of the best NECA figures ever made, to be quite honest. This thing is a masterpiece. And again, I have some Gremlins figures from NECA right there. And the Krampus, again, very cool. This might be the last time we're gonna see these NECA figures in the collection. Again, I'm gonna do a separate video about that. It's not 100% confirmed, but it is what it is. The collection has to evolve, and I have some better plans for the collection. So again, I'm gonna do a separate video and show you guys more news on that. And again, here are pretty much some of the core scale figures from NECA. Again, these are, I'm not gonna get rid of these. I like these. So this is the two Freddys, Freddy's Revenge. This is part 3 right there. Very awesome. You have 2018 Michael Myers, again in core scale, and then the latest reissue of Jason Part 4. I still need the Pennywise, and cannot wait to get the Art the Clown figures in core scale. I think those are gonna be epic. And up there again, some more core scale figures from NECA. You have the Big Chap, the Aliens Warrior from Aliens again. Probably my favorite core scale figure that NECA has made. That thing is awesome. Again, they are reissuing this to celebrate the, was it 40th anniversary of the movie, or 45th, I can't remember. And again, you have the Jungle Hunter again in semi-core scale, because I don't think that these two are a perfect core scale. They're pretty much smaller than that. But again, and the City Hunter right there. Some of the best Predator designs ever made. I think these two are a better representation of how core scale is supposed to be. These are about 22 inches tall, and this one is about 18 and a half, and this one is 19. He's a little bit taller, but again, great creations here from Stan Winston. And I have the Trick or Treat Studios Leatherfaces here, part 2 should I say, remake, and this one I think is from the 4th movie. Again, not the best one, but this one has a very big chainsaw right there. And again, they're very decently made. And Trick or Treat, again, these were like $199. This one has been heavily customized by me. I think I did a pretty good job, especially doing the weathering. I had to pretty much tear this thing up to make it more movie accurate, because that was very clean. Also, I put some blood right there on the shirt. This one from part 2, very interesting mask. It's almost like it has this cowboy look with the boots right there. So again, pretty cool figures right there. And now here we are in the horror section. Again, these are my latest acquisition. I made a video on these. These are the new McFarlane Toys Hellboy figures. I have the regular release and the platinum version. And these things are very awesome. Hopefully they're gonna do some permanent version of these. And there's the sought after platinum version with the horns, the sword. Yeah man, this thing's very, very awesome. I've never seen these in stores. I guess they are selling very well. You have a cloth cape right there for this one. Reminds me of a little bit of what's the company called? The Mesco Toys versions, which I did a couple years ago. Those are very awesome. But again, this one wasn't cheap to acquire. Unfortunately, I had to pay a little bit more to get him. But again, it is what it is. Welcome to the game. And down below is the newest Maltese from the Conjuring universe. Again, very creepy figure. Was very scary in the movie. And going here into the 1/6 scale section of the horror, you have the pumpkin head right there. Very awesome. Again, this thing is massive. It's about 17 inches tall. You can kind of see next to the Trick-or-Treat Studios Art the Clown. And I have the master right there from Buffy. Again, I started watching the show, but I don't know, I just didn't, you know, I wasn't caught on, so at least I tried. Again, found this guy a couple of weeks ago in the flea market next to me, so that was pretty cool. I got this thing for like $20 or $30. That was pretty cool. Again, I have the steelbook right there. I kind of like putting movies with the figures. Also, this guy has 2 extra head sculpts right there. And then down below you have the life-size version of Chucky with the extra head sculpts, again from Trick-or-Treat Studios. This is from part 3 right there, when he kind of gets his head chopped off on the side, almost like a Two-Face. I think it's called the Pizza Face Chucky right there. You can kind of see, very nasty right there. This guy has like movable eyes. And there's the, I guess, classic head sculpt. This is the one that comes with the puppet right there. Obviously he's life size, so he's pretty tall, about 34 inches tall or so, I believe. Again, you have like a metal frame inside. You have the hands right there, you can kind of swap out. You have the voodoo knife right there. And you also have the Tommy head. Again, these were separate purchases. These were about $200 each, I believe. And obviously the Tommy head came with those hands right there. And I believe they also released, it wasn't licensed, but they released a new pair of hands. There's a FU finger, and there's, I believe there's another grabbing hand that you can buy from their website. Not sure if that's still available. But again, here in the 1/6 scale section, you have Billy the Puppet again from Trick-or-Treat Studios. Again, my Sideshow Jason, which has a custom head right there from Once Customs. Again, very nice. I just sold my Freddy last month, so that's not part of the collection anymore. Those are from NECA right there, the retro cloth Chucky and Tiffany. Those pretty much fit inside the 1/6 scale. They're pretty accurate again. Megan right there from Mondo. Again, this is my most viewed video on the channel. I believe 11,000 views, so big thanks to you guys. Not sure why this thing got so many views, but again, I appreciate that. Have the extra creepy battle damage head right there. Then next to it you have the newly released Beetlejuice from Hot Toys, again with the rooted hair right there. You have 2 head sculpts. This one with the bulging eyes. You have the nice diorama base. And right there is the Trick-or-Treat, not the Trick-or-Treat Studio, this is the 3-0, Leatherface, based on the first movie. I still think this thing is better than the Trick-or-Treat Studios one. You have a silicone, obviously, body, or rubberized body. Obviously the joints are hidden. Very nice head sculpt on this one. Then you have Sam from Trick-or-Treat. You have the Trick-or-Treat Studios, again, a Gizmo right there, life size, very cute looking. And you have this guy right there from Court of the Dead from 3-0. I believe there was a partnership between 3-0 and Sideshow. Again, I forgot his name, but again, it's pretty cool. There's another one that goes with this one, I believe the Demetile, which is a lot bigger, which I probably get. But again, I got this guy for like $80, so I was like, what the hell? It kind of fits in, you know, with the horror section right there. Then there's a Terrifier from NECA right there. This is the clean version from the first movie. And there's a Jason mask right there from part 3. I believe there's also like a battle damage version, and there's also a part 4 version of this mask. And then down below you have my Hot Toys Pennywise right there from the remake. Fantastic figure, cannot wait to get the new in-art one. And then there's the Sideshow version from the TV series, or I guess was like a longer movie. This one I used Sam's base with this one because I think it's kind of fitting better. And down below are some of my movies here, the collector's edition, because obviously there's a big, you know, a mess up right there. Sony pretty much said that they're gonna stop doing physical media on video games, and on the movie side of things that's pretty much the case as well. So I think the future is gonna be pretty much these third-party companies such as Arrow Video, Screen Factory are pretty much gonna be the only ones in the near future that are gonna release physical media movies, because I think that's obviously also dying. So here I have a few from Arrow Video here, for instance. I love these collector's editions. Again, I prefer like the thicker versions like this right there. For instance, the American Werewolf of London, Tremors 2, Wrath of the Titans right there. I still have to watch this one. Hellraiser, again, The Mask, which I just saw. Again, and some collector's edition here from Scream Factories, all the Halloween movies, except from the remakes. Those are like the Universal releases. I have this nice documentary right there of Halloween. The Terrifier boxes right there, that I believe comes from Australia. That's the Umbrella version. And I pretty much keep my horror movies in this room. So you have the Chuckies right there, the 3 seasons, this awesome box set from Scream Factory, again the Friday the 13th movies, the deluxe edition box set. I have some steelbooks right there. Plus I also have the Arrow Video versions of Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and Friday the 13th the remake. I believe Jason vs Freddy is gonna be next. That's gonna be pretty cool. Again, moving here below, there's some more Scream Factory movies and some whatnot. The Beast Wars season 1 and 2, Transformers Prime, you know, some movie soundtracks and some more horror movies. Usually I keep them in my living room, the regular releases, but here I thought it was pretty cool to have them next to the collection. And here are the rest of my 1/6 scale horror collection. Obviously these are from Trick or Treat Studios. I made a lot of videos on these. So obviously the Michael Myers here, again the first one from 78, second one right there. There's no part 3. Technically Michael wasn't in part 3, but they did make a part 3 set with those 3 kids with the different masks. Again, I don't have part 4. Again, I hate that mask. It looks like Elvis, but again, I do need that and Dr. Loomis to complete the collection. And they all have like these custom bases, which I got off eBay. They come direct from China, which is pretty cool. They all have like the movie posters, and I do love their boxes. Very nice. And part 6, 7, 8, and then there's the Rob Zombie, which is my favorite one when it comes to the figures. And you have the trilogy. They still haven't made the part 3, like the Halloween Ends. That's very weird, but again, the Halloween Kills one, also awesome. And then there's the NECA versions up top. And this one I just got last month. And again, these are NECAs, and that's the 2-pack, you know, with Dr. Loomis from part 2. And down below is where my NECA figures are. Again, pretty much the complete versions of Friday the 13th, except for like the video game versions. These are all the ultimate versions. And again, this might be the last time you're gonna see these. I have about over 100 NECA figures, and if this is the last time you're gonna see these, I'm pretty much only gonna keep the Coro scales. Again, I'm gonna do a separate videos to explain you guys why I might consider letting these go. I've done a separate video a couple weeks ago on the Berserker Predator from Prime 1, so maybe you have a little bit of a hint right there. But again, a lot of these mostly focus on movies. Again, you have the Jaws, Quentin Hooper right there, some aliens and stuff. Those have some books right there for movie stuff, and you know, art books and whatnot. Again, more NECA figures down below. Again, it doesn't appear to be that much, but there's more figures down there, all the Predator 2 figures. So I did the math and there's about 96 figures. Obviously there's some 2-packs like this, or where's the, let's see, there's the Chucky and Tiffany 2-pack right there. There's the Evil Dead one. So yeah, there's quite a few, but I do love these. But again, maybe this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna see these figures, but like I said, I'm gonna do a separate review right there for you guys. So moving on here with the 1 scale vehicle collection. Again, this is the very nice 89 Batmobile. Again, this is the Hot Toys version. There's also a jazzing version, which is more expensive, more accurate. But again, I'm not interested in jazzing products for multiple reasons. Down below, it's the huge Blitzway version of the Ecto-1. This is from Afterlife, so there's more battle damage, but it's essentially just a repaint. Some stuff are different with this one, but again, this thing is massive. At the time, it was the most expensive thing here in the collection. That's not the case anymore, but again, this one you can pop the hood, there's the engine, there's lights and sounds. You can put action figures inside. Again, make sure to check out this review. It was amazing. Very heavy piece, man. This thing is like 75 pounds. Crazy. I cannot wait to get the DeLorean from Blitzway. That has been delayed from what I've heard from a Canadian distributor. It's been delayed until the next late 2026, maybe begin 2027, so who knows. And then down below I have the Hot Toys tumbler right there from Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. This thing is phenomenal. Again, there's lights. It's not quite as big as the jazzing version that's gonna release soon. It's a little bit smaller, but this thing is very awesome, very wide. This thing is like almost 19 inches wide, very beefy vehicle. Also very nostalgic to me as a kid. And finishing here with the favorite piece in the collection for now. Again, I'm gonna explain to you guys why this might be dethroned here, but this is the Jungle Hunter Predator from Prime Studios. This is the 1/3 scale XL line, so it's a little bit bigger, you know, than a 1/3 scale regular Predator. But again, this thing is phenomenal. You can see the details. Again, I've made I don't know how many videos on this. There's like an unboxing, a review. I did another video where I was talking about the modifications I did with on the base, obviously adding the moss right there. Again, this is the deluxe bonus version, so you have, what's it, 4 head sculpts. With this one you have an extra skull right there, 2 nameplates. You have the Gort mask, which not a lot of people love, but again, Stan Winston designed this to be the original mask, but again, it was later on changed. You have this right there. They also done a bust with this guy. There was like a closed mouth bust, which is very expensive nowadays. You also have an extra helmet right there that has like a 3D effect, and this one right there has like a more smooth finish, just like in the movie. And I have the Stan Winston Bible right there, the Winston effect. I know some of you guys asked me what this book was. I believe it's still available on Amazon. This thing is pretty much like some of the creation that Stan Winston did. Obviously the alien queen right there, the T-Rex. Man, I hope Hot Toys is gonna do 1-scale T-Rex. I mean, they just, you know, put the queen for pre-order. Could you imagine a 1-scale T-Rex? I know obviously Prime Studios are doing one in 1-scale, which is gonna be crazy. But again, this thing, my favorite collectible here in the room. Also the most expensive one currently. You know, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you, tell you guys what's my big next one right there, which may arrive next month. I'm gonna update you guys on that as soon as I have more info. And this one I pretty much put some plans, you know, just to create this like, you know, jungle effect. I put some lights, which honestly I'm not a big fan of how those that came out. I kind of rushed the whole process, so I need to take those down and install new ones. I'm not a big fan of how they are installed, but again, that's my fault. And right there is the NECA Wolf Predator. That's the old school version, a battle damage version. But yeah, man, this thing is pure awesomeness right here in the collection. Again, huge, you know, 36 inches tall I think this one is. Yeah, very nice add-ons. This thing, you know, it's a big like centerpiece here in the collection. So glad I pulled the trigger on this one. So if you guys are looking for a Predator from the first movie, I think obviously Prime Studios is the best way to go when it comes to Predators, at least. The attention to details. Obviously PCS is gonna do half-scale version. I did the 2 videos on that, and I still believe that's not gonna be as good as this one. Again, this one has more stuff. Yeah, I think PCS, the size of the cannon here, is gonna be more accurate, but again, that's just nitpicking and stuff. Again, this one has more stuff. You have the skull right there, interchangeable metal blades. Again, just look at the base right there. translucent resin. You have the fishes. Obviously this one I've customized mine. I put some real moss and some plants just to give it more life right there. But again, awesome. You have the artificial plants right there, hoppers, dog tags. This thing is a true masterpiece. So guys, appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe to the channel, it's gonna help a lot. You guys are awesome. We're close to 5,000 subscribers right there. I think I'm gonna do a giveaway once we hit 5,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna, you know, find something and send to the winner. You know, just do a giveaway. But again, we're gonna be there soon enough. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe out there. See you soon on the next video, guys. Bye bye. Take care.